There is a force that quietly robs men of their future. It does not strike suddenly, nor does it make a loud noise as it works. It operates in the shadows, gradually eating away at prosperity until nothing remains. It is not a thief that comes at night, nor a storm that destroys in an instant. No, it is more subtle. It is complacency, the silent destroyer of destiny. A man who refuses to see his own folly will never prosper. He wakes up each day, repeating the same mistakes, expecting a different outcome. He ignores wisdom when it warns him, thinking there is always more time. He assumes that what is small today will remain small tomorrow, not realizing that every neglected duty, every wasted moment, and every delayed decision is a seed planted, one that will soon bear the fruit of failure. I have seen mighty men fall, not because they lacked strength, but because they tolerated small weaknesses. A builder who ignores a tiny crack in the foundation will one day watch his house collapse. A merchant who dismisses small losses will soon find himself in ruin. The fool tells himself, "It is just a little laziness, a small indulgence, a moment of delay." But he does not see that these are the threads with which failure weaves its net. A man who refuses to change will wake up one day and wonder why his life has not improved. He will see others rise while he remains stagnant. He will blame fate, blame others, even blame God, but he will not look in the mirror and admit the truth. He has allowed his own destruction. Complacency does not need your permission to destroy you. It only needs your inaction. The wise man sees danger ahead and corrects his course, but the fool walks straight into disaster, telling himself that all is well. What is your excuse? Are you waiting for a sign? Are you hoping that time will fix what you refuse to change? Prosperity does not come to those who wait idly. It comes to those who recognize their errors and take swift action. A man who ignores correction is like a traveler who sees a warning sign on the road but refuses to turn back. The path of complacency always leads to ruin. Always. So I ask you, what are you tolerating in your life today that will destroy you tomorrow? The hand of the diligent will rule, but the lazy will be put to forced labor. Proverbs 12:24. A man's future is not decided by luck, nor by the wishes he makes in the quiet of the night. It is determined by what he does daily, the habits he forms, the work he embraces, the discipline he refuses to abandon. Prosperity and poverty both have roots, and their names are diligence and laziness. Consider the ant. It does not wait for winter before it begins to store food. It does not sit idly in summer, assuming that abundance will last forever. No one commands it, yet it works tirelessly, knowing that seasons change and that those who are unprepared will suffer. But the lazy man sees the sun shining and says, "There is no need to hurry. Tomorrow I will begin." And when winter comes, he finds himself starving, begging from those who prepared while he slept. Diligence is not simply working hard, it is working wisely and consistently. A man who builds a house does not lay one stone and then rest for weeks. He labors daily, knowing that his effort will eventually bring shelter. The farmer does not plant seeds and then forget about his field. He waters, he removes weeds, he waits with patience, and in due time, he reaps a harvest. Laziness, however, is deceptive. It does not always appear as idleness. Sometimes it disguises itself as procrastination, the habit of delaying what must be done. Other times it comes as excuses, blaming circumstances instead of taking responsibility. A man will say, "I would work harder if times were better," not realizing that his refusal to work is the reason times are hard. Another will say, "I am waiting for the right opportunity," yet he does nothing to prepare for it when it arrives. The diligent man, however, does not wait for perfect conditions. He understands that opportunity comes to those who are ready. Even in unfavorable circumstances, he finds a way to move forward. While others complain about the thorns, he learns how to walk carefully among them. While others see obstacles, he sees chances to grow stronger. And so, as the years pass, the difference between the diligent and the lazy becomes undeniable. The diligent rises to rule, the lazy is forced to serve. The diligent builds wealth, the lazy remains in lack. The diligent earns respect, the lazy is despised. What you do daily determines whether you will lead or be led, whether you will enjoy abundance or suffer lack. So I ask you, Are your habits leading you to prosperity or to poverty? If you do today what you have done for years, will your future be brighter, or will it be the same story of regret? The wise man understands that diligence is a path, not a single act, and those who walk it will surely prosper. Wisdom is the foundation of prosperity, yet even a wise man can be brought to ruin by a single foolish decision. Do not be deceived. Success is not guaranteed simply because you once made good choices. A king may reign in wisdom for many years, but one reckless act can strip him of his throne. A wealthy man may build a fortune through diligence, but a single foolish gamble can leave him in poverty. I have seen men who once walked the path of wisdom turn aside for a moment, believing they could afford a small mistake. They did not fall immediately. At first, it seemed as if nothing had changed, but what they did not see was that they had set in motion a chain of destruction. A man does not destroy his house by removing all its pillars at once. He removes one, then another, and then another, until the entire structure collapses. The fool does not fall because of ignorance alone. Many times he falls because he knows what is right but refuses to do it. He sees the warning signs but ignores them. He hears the voice of wisdom calling, but he silences it with his own desires. He says to himself, "Just this once," and with those 3 words he seals his fate. A ruler who oppresses his people will one day be overthrown. A merchant who lies to his customers will eventually lose their trust. A man who gives in to temptation, thinking no one sees, will one day find that his secret has become his downfall. The world is filled with the ruins of those who were once great but fell because they abandoned wisdom. And what is the cause of their downfall? Pride, the belief that they are too strong to fall, too clever to be deceived, too established to be overthrown. They think they can escape the consequences that have destroyed others. But wisdom is no respecter of persons. Just as the sun rises on both the rich and the poor, so does destruction come upon any man who rejects understanding. Do not be one who builds with wisdom only to destroy with foolishness. Guard your decisions, for even a small compromise can lead to great ruin. Ask yourself, what is the one decision you are making today that could cost you everything tomorrow? Are you choosing what is easy over what is right? Are you ignoring the voice of wisdom in favor of temporary pleasure? The wise man understands that every decision carries weight. He does not live carelessly, nor does he allow himself to be swayed by the moment. For he knows that the foolish man is not always the one who lacks wisdom. Sometimes he is the one who knows wisdom, but refuses to follow it. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. Proverbs 13:11. The fool believes in shortcuts to prosperity. He sees the diligent man laboring day by day and laughs, thinking, "Why toil when there is an easier way?" But he does not understand that wealth built in haste is like a house of sand. When the storm comes, it will not stand. Many have been seduced by the illusion of quick riches. They gamble their earnings, chase empty promises, and fall for schemes that promise great reward with little effort. They see those who prosper slowly and think them foolish. "Why wait?" they say. "Why labor when I can have it now?" But they do not see that what comes quickly also departs quickly. The man who seeks quick wealth is like a farmer who, in his impatience, pulls his crops from the ground before they are ready. He sees others waiting patiently for the harvest and mocks them. But when famine comes, those who were patient will have abundance, while he will have nothing. I have seen men rise overnight in wealth only to lose it just as quickly. Why? Because they never learned the principles that sustain prosperity. The fool who wins gold by chance does not value it, for he did not work for it. He spends recklessly, believing that fortune will always favor him. But when it is gone, he has no skill to rebuild it. The wise man understands that true prosperity is built, not found. It is gathered through patience, multiplied through diligence, and preserved through wisdom. He does not despise small beginnings, for he knows that what has grown slowly is sustained deeply. He does not seek dishonest gain, for he knows that what is gained unrighteously brings sorrow. Look at the man who seeks quick wealth. He is always restless, always searching for the next scheme, never content, never at peace. He is like a man running after the wind, never able to grasp it. Even if he gains riches, he will not enjoy them, for his heart will always crave more. But the man who builds slowly, he rests securely. He does not fear loss, for he knows how to produce. He does not chase after riches, yet they come to him. He understands that true wealth is not just money, but wisdom, discipline, and the favor of God. So I ask you, are you seeking to build or are you chasing illusions? Are you planting wisely or are you trying to harvest before the time? Do you desire only riches or do you desire the wisdom that keeps them? The fool seeks shortcuts, but the wise man walks the long road. And in the end, it is the wise who will stand. Men search far and wide for the secret to prosperity. They read books, study the ways of the rich, and follow strategies for success. They work hard, invest wisely, and plan for the future. And yet many still fall into ruin. Why? Because they have neglected the one thing that guarantees prosperity, the fear of the Lord. Understand this. Prosperity is not just about riches. It is about wholeness, peace, and lasting success. There are many who have wealth but no peace, who have abundance but no joy, who have fame but no security. They spend their lives acquiring, yet they die empty. But the man who fears the Lord walks in wisdom, and wisdom is the foundation of all true prosperity. The fear of the Lord is not terror, but reverence, a deep recognition that He is the source of all things. It is the understanding that without Him, every effort is in vain. A man may labor day and night, but if his ways are corrupt, his wealth will become a snare. He may build an empire, but if he has no wisdom, he will destroy it with his own hands. Consider those who chase after riches without seeking wisdom. They may rise quickly, but they fall just as fast. Why? Because wealth without righteousness is unstable. It invites destruction, attracts enemies, and leads to ruin. The man who gains by deceit will one day be caught. The man who builds without integrity will one day collapse. The man who trusts in riches alone will one day realize that money cannot buy what truly matters. But the man who fears the Lord, he is different. His wealth is not just silver and gold. It is favor, peace, and a legacy that endures. He does not trust in riches, yet riches come to him. He does not chase after success, yet success follows him. Why? Because God establishes the ways of the righteous. Look at the life of Joseph, betrayed, enslaved, imprisoned. Yet because he feared the Lord, he rose to power. He did not seek wealth, but wisdom, and wisdom brought him both honor and prosperity. Look at Solomon himself. When given the choice between riches and wisdom, he chose wisdom. And because he chose wisdom, wealth and honor were added to him. The fool thinks he can prosper by his own strength. He relies on his own understanding, trusting in men, schemes, and fleeting opportunities. But the wise man knows that unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. He understands that prosperity is not just about gaining wealth, but about keeping it, enjoying it, and using it for a purpose that lasts. So I ask you, are you seeking only riches, or are you seeking the wisdom that sustains them? Do you chase after success, or do you seek the one who gives it? If you desire prosperity that endures, begin with the fear of the Lord. For wisdom, righteousness, and divine favor are the only wealth that can never be lost.